was Engineer Vijay Kumar Sedai. Thank you so much, Dai, for taking time out from your busy schedule and making this beautiful morning with your glorious presence.
Yeah. Before starting, happy World Environment Day to everybody. Secondly, I would like to thank you so much for organizing this. Carbon control means to manage releases of greenhouse gases, those associated with the combustion of fossil fuel in an effort to mitigate the potential greenhouse gases with the combustion of fossil fuel in an effort to minimize its adverse effect on the origin. Here, origin simply means why carbon control became necessary.
Ravi, it causes climate change by trapping the heat and increasing the greenhouse effect. They also contribute to respiratory disease from climate change by trapping the heat and increasing the greenhouse effect. They also contribute to respiratory disease from smoke and air pollution. Weather patterns we have grown to expect will change. Some species will disappear and other will migrate to or grow. As we have already experienced that helps to keep it under that. Next. So the carbon capture process, I would like to.
Thank you, Vivek. Vivek, and I would like to thank the organizing committee for conducting this wonderful event. So now let's move forward on our discussion on our next topic, the post-combustion carbon capture. So in post-combustion carbon capture, the CO2 is captured after the combustion is completed, and the process involved in the carbon capture of the post-combustion processes are preparing flue gases and no, no, previous. Okay, so the first process for capturing carbon dioxide would be preparing flue gases. So this is the schematic diagram for carbon capture by chemical absorption. So as we can see, the flue gases are passed from the bottom of the first. Processes involved are steam reforming and the water gas shift radiation. So there are many processes we can capture carbon dioxide before oxy-fuel combustion. We can see air entering the air separation unit where the nitrogen gas is separated, and the oxygen gas is called because boiler temperatures would be very high when the fuel is reacting with pure oxygen. So after the combustion has taken place, thank you.
Thank you,
Vivek.
Anil. Next, process of capturing carbon dioxide and storing. Why not utilize the collected carbon dioxide into value-added products? It will be more profitable in the long term and make our dependence. So in this slide, you can see the captured CO2 can be used many different ways. Let's look it in a more in a simpler way. Next slide. You can see the captured CO2 can be used many different ways. Let's look it in a more in a simpler way. Next slide.
Introduction of environment pollution. Environment is the surrounding of living organism in which organism lives are on the verge of extinction day by day. Next. Causes of environment pollution. Today, our country as well as world facing the problems of environment pollution due to the more use of fossil fuel vehicles, man's activities through urbanization, industrialization, mining, and exploration are the main causes of environment pollution. As our current scenario, fuel as a primary source of automobiles that forms the main causes of air pollution. Smoke comes from industries, chimney, and automobiles to pollute the air. Rise industries and migration of people from village to towns are the main causes of environment pollution. Next. Coal, crude oil, and other natural gas are all the fossil fuel. The burning of coal and petroleum product a lot of pollution causing the air pollution. Fossil fuel release oxide of carbon, nitrogen, sulfur, etc. that causes acid rain affecting soil fertility and and potable water. The burning of this fuel produce the gases as much as carbon dioxide that causes global warming. Demands of fossil fuel. Average annual energy demands was found to be 33,044 gigajoule of at which minimum truck account for 33% of total energy demand, which is highest at all, followed by pickup van 18%, minibus 70%, motorbike 60%, minibus 17%, car vans 8%, megabus 1%. Mini truck has the highest demand in term of diesel engine, and motorbike has highest demands in term of gasoline. Next. Diesel engine emission of air pollutants gas in Nepal. Diesel engine was found to be have a maximum CO2 gas CO2 gas 68.26% of total emission, followed by CO 0.49%, SE 0.1%, NOx 0.23%, and PM 0.16% respectively. On the other hand, gasoline fuel maximum CO2 gas emission, air pollution gas is emission by CO2 26.1%, followed by CO 3.89%, SC 0.52%, and NOx 0.12%, and PM 0.2% respectively. Next slide. Valley pollution level. Let us some looks at pollution level, taking Kathmandu Valley as example. The WHO give the guidelines 25 mg per meter cube, and our country government stand for 40 mg per meter cube. But the bar graph we can clearly see how much pollution has increased. In the beginning of day, it is about 180 mg per meter cube, which is too much high. Through it is least times of people's movement. As we go on the right of bar magnet, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. it is more than 200, and 3 to 4 p.m. Almost 304, which is extreme level of pollution. We can see how the momentum of vehicles and high noisy smoky machinery has polluted the environment, adversely affect the human health. Although the day lowest, which is also very high compared to the government standard and WHO guidelines, so we can easily it's clear how problematic is using fossil fuel vehicles. I would like to call my team member Manoj Bis to continue this.
Thank you, Nirmala. Yes, if you don't kill pollution, it will kill you. It is true. There are different means that causes environment pollution. Out of them, use of pollution. Today, I am mainly focusing to the air pollution. As we all know that our air is getting polluted day by day, and different health problems such as cancers and other different diseases are arising. So we should all be conscious about our health. Now, how can we reduce environment pollution? We can reduce environment pollution by using eco-friendly public transportation. Eco-friendly public transportation means a road motor vehicles that produces less harmful impacts to the environment. It produces less CO2 gas and does not affect the environment as compared to the internal combustion engine. Now, let's look about the advantages of using eco-friendly vehicles. Eco-friendly vehicles is very advantageous. It causes almost zero air pollution to the environment. Let's talk about biofuel. Biofuel means the fuels that are extracted from the organic materials, including plant materials and animal waste. Biofuel is an alternative fuel to petrol and diesel. Biofuel is less expensive than fossil fuels. It makes less garbage in the landfills as well. Now, these are some of the eco-friendly public transportation in Nepal. Eco-friendly transportation in Nepal that are being currently running. Different electric public transportation are running in our country. Uh, to run electric vehicles, we need to charge them. And the charging station in Nepal is very low. I think due to lack of charging station in Nepal, electric vehicles are not being promoted. So Nepal Electricity Authority should bring the projects for generating and adding more charging station in different places of Nepal. Why should Nepal focus on electric vehicles? As I have already told you that electric vehicles are very useful to control air pollution. Nepal should also focus on electric vehicles. Nepal should focus in, as we all know that Nepal is very rich in water resources. We can produce more amount of hydroelectricity because Nepal is rich in water resources, and we can produce nearly 83,000 megawatt of electricity. By producing more amount of electricity, we can promote electric vehicles, which helps in decreasing the cost of electric vehicles, so that everyone in the country can afford this type of electric cars. Not only talking about electric vehicles, we as a mechanical engineer can develop different solar car, electric train in Nepal as well. Talking about this, let's talk about Yatri motorcycle. Yatri motorcycle is the only motorcycle that is made in Nepal. The battery of it is an electric motorbike. The battery of this motorbike can be fully charged in 2 hours, and it can travel a distance of 230 kilometers in a full charge. It means the electric car is more cheaper than the fossil fuels vehicles. Talking about this Yatri motorcycle, we can say that of fossil fuel vehicles requires almost 4 to 5 liters of petrol to travel 230 kilometer distance. But a Yatri motorcycle, just an electric bike, it can be charged in 2 hours, and it just take out the bill of RS70. Means the motorbike fossil fuel vehicles or internal combustion vehicles, they take almost 700 rupees. It means there is a vast difference. So we should focus on electric vehicles rather than using fossil fuels vehicles.
Sorry, your time has completed, but still you can continue.
Okay. Do you remember the blockade of 2015, which was made by the India? We were facing different fuel crisis at that period. The transportation of the Nepal was also stopped due to the crisis of fuel, because every vehicle is run by fuel. But we all import fuels from other country, our neighboring country, through India. But when the blockade takes place, then we were not able to import the fuels, and our transportation system were fully damaged at that period. So if we promote electric vehicles and produce more hydroelectricity and promote electric vehicles, we can make our country more developed. In this way, let's innovate the eco-friendly machineries to re-innovate our environment. Thank you to the team, Somesh. At last, happy World Environment to all. Go green. Stay.
Hyperloop technology. The Hyperloop is a proposed mode of passenger and freight transformation first used to describe an open source Vectorian design released by a joint team from Tesla and SpaceX. The Hyperloop could potentially convey people or objects at airline or hypersonic speed while being energy sufficient compared with existing high-speed rail system. Next slide. Hyperloop vehicle concept. The Vectorian concept was first proposed by Robert S. Goddard in 1904. After Elon Musk first mentioned that he was thinking about a concept for a fifth mode of transport, calling it the Hyperloop. In July 2012, this hypothetical speed mode of transportation would twice the speed of plane, low power consumption, and energy storage for 24 hours. The name of Hyperloop is the 2013 linked to the Queen of Consort, and a railgun, and an air hockey team. Next slide. Ravi, next slide. Yes. Hyperloop transportation technology. Hyperloop transportation technology is also known as Hyperloop TT. The Hyperloop was popularized in 2013 by Elon Musk, not affiliated with Hyperloop TT. The project was to develop a high-speed intercity transporter using a low-pressure tube train which would reach a top of 800 miles per hour. It means 1300 kilometers per hour with a yearly capacity of 15 million passengers. Next slide, Rai. Rai, next slide, please. Hello, Ravi, are you hearing me? Ravi, yes. Why we need this previous slide, slide number 6. Yes. How Hyperloop run? Hyperloop is a special made as sealed tube or system of tubes with low air pressure through which a port may travel substantially free air resistance or friction. Next slide, please. Ravi, next slide. Why we need Hyperloop? The Hyperloop could potentially convey people or objects at airline or hypersonic speed, while being energy efficient compared with existing high-speed rail system. Thus, if implemented, may reduce travel times compared to train and airplane travel over distance of under approximately 1500 km per hour. Next slide, Rai. Advantage of Hyperloop technology. The advantage of offers very fast speed of transportation, which is twice that of aircraft. It has very low power consumption. It is low cost transportation system on long run. It immune to bad weather condition. Hyperloop would also help save millions of gallons of fuel that is burned to transport cargo. It uses have no pollution. Next slide.